Hey there, kiddos. So we are getting into Matthew. So yesterday's video finished up John, and this is going to be Matthew's gospel or Matthew's account of Jesus. So bear with me. In chapter 1 of Matthew, it starts off a lot like Genesis did. Kind of the genealogy of Jesus is what this is in particular. So there's going to be a lot of the father of and the brother of and the son of, but it's all very important. And there's something in here that ties John, the event that happened on my day that I read John chapter 14. On that day, it was October 14th. And it was the 14th verse of chapter 14 that I kind of put all that. At the time, I thought maybe it was coincidental, but it was a lot more than that. But that number 14 comes out in here too, in a very special way, which adds to, I think, a lot of that day in my account, as far as receiving the Bible and being a very spiritual day. So I'm going to get right into this. Bear with me. This is the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. So Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, and forgive me, there's a few names in here that I'm going to mispronounce. So Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers, Judah the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar, Perez the father of Hezron, Hezron the father of Ram, Ram the father of Amminadab, Amminadab the father of Nahshon, Nahshon the father of Salmon, Salmon the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab, Boaz the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth, Obed the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of King David. David was the father of Solomon, whose mother had been Uriah's wife, Solomon the father of Rehoboam, I think, Rehoboam the father of Abijah, Abijah the father of, I'm going to pronounce this, Asia, I think, Asia the father of Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphat the father of Jehoram, Jehoram the father of Uzziah, Uzziah the father of Jotham, Jotham the father of Ahaz, Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, Hezekiah the father of Manasseh, Manasseh the father of Ammon, Ammon the father of Josiah, and Josiah the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the exile to Babylon. So after the exile to Babylon, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel, the father of Zerubbabel. I had a hard time with that one first time I read through here. Zerubbabel, the father of Abihud, Abihud, the father of Eliakim, Eliakim, the father of Azor, Azor, the father of Zadok, Zadok, the father of Akim, Akim, the father of Elihud, 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 the father of Eleazar, Eleazar, the father of Mathan, Mattan, the father of Jacob, and Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, and Mary was the mother of Jesus, called Messiah. So this is kind of where this all got put together. And now that we've made it through that, it is very important, the genealogy of where Jesus actually came from. So, but verse 17 really put October 14th, that day in my life, into perspective. Verse 17 reads, "Thus there were 14 generations in all from Abraham to David, 14 from David to the exile to Babylon, and 14 from the exile to the Messiah." When I read that the first time a couple of days ago, because I've read way ahead, I couldn't stop reading. I stopped, and it hit me like a ton of bricks that number 14 has a huge significance to everything that happened in Jesus' life. I mean, it was up to his birth. So I'm very interested to see if the number 14 comes up anywhere else. And it may not. I may be looking way too deep into this. But anyway. So this is how the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph. But before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law and yet did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save the people from their sins." All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him and took Mary home as his wife. But he did not consummate their marriage until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. So I've become so just infatuated with the whole story of Jesus. And to know that, I mean, if you think about the severity of what Joseph did, if so, a virgin obviously has never been with, Mary had never been with another man. And to be pregnant with a baby, everybody kind of, Joseph especially, kind of found that odd. That's why he wanted to divorce her quietly. Because he knew it wasn't his. And until the angel came to him in his dream and said, exactly who Jesus was, that what was going to happen is Mary was going to give birth to a baby boy, and this is what you will name him. That solidifies the Holy Spirit. So very, very cool in my eyes. So Joseph, listened to the angel and did exactly what the angel told him to do. Had he not, would the story have turned out any different of Jesus? I don't know. But Joseph was obviously put there for a reason. Joseph and Mary were supposed to be together. to bring Jesus into the world. So, very cool, in my opinion. And that's going to end chapter 1. So the other day when I read chapter 1, I made it all the way through chapter 10 before I could stop. It just, each chapter built on the previous. So this will be a fun one. I think Matthew will be a very fun one. And I'm glad that I'm coming back to the beginning of the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Again, I'm not real sure why I started in John, but I did. But now I'm coming to Matthew to hear his account. So you're going to hear a very similar story all the way across, but there's different details in each gospel. At the end, when we get finished with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all together, we'll have to kind of put all those details together, and I think it will paint an amazing picture. I think so. Anyway, I'll let you go for now. Thank you for watching. Anybody who's watching, thank you for watching. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing day and an amazing night. And until next time, remember to honor and obey Jesus. Love y'all. Good night.